Knights at the Round Table, a round table discussion on speculative fiction books and film. Hi everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Knights at the Round Table, Season 5. Yes, 5. I'm sitting at the table here with Éric, and today we are discussing the final book in the Provost's Dog series, or the Becca Cooper series, depending on which. I've been calling it the Becca Cooper series, but it's actually the Provost's Dog, so.
But everyone refers to it as the Becca Cooper series.
Yeah, pretty much. Mastiff. And I'm going to start with general impressions of the book. Éric, since you're the only other one at the table with me today.
I've read this 4 times. The last time I read it was for the last panel, so I'm a little fuzzy in some of the details, but I think this is my favorite of the series, despite some of the parts that irk me, mostly because of some of the characters that I really loved. And I really enjoy a book that by the 3rd mark, I have no idea where it's going. I mean, I had an idea about the absolute ending with the whole slavery thing, but I had I expected it to be like a summer cottage. They go around the town that's around the winter or summer home for the palace, and try to do that. I didn't expect a
full-on chase through the country. Yeah. So for myself as well, I really enjoyed this book. This has got to be one of the best young adult series that I've read, which is not saying a lot because I haven't read an awful lot for reasons. Oh. Sorry, Éric.
It's okay. I don't think she read that book that I wrote.
Not yet. It's on the list, though. I have it. It's on the list.
Okay, I'm just teasing you. Carry on. This is way better than anything I've ever written.
Yet to be determined. And there is only one thing about this that really irked me, and it really irked me. But everything else about this book was fabulous. I really enjoyed it.
Before we get into the rant of what we didn't like, what did you think of the character that was introduced? The Farmer.
I loved Farmer. He was adorkable.
Farmer was amazingly fun. He's the exact kind of character that I enjoy reading and writing.
Yeah.
In that he acts like a complete moron.
Yeah, a complete buffoon.
Like country bumpkin, to the point where he called himself Farmer. And yet he's probably one of the 2 greatest mages in that world. Mm-hmm.
If not the greatest mage.
Are
you including his teacher?
I'm including ones that are 100 years past this book and other series.
Oh, okay, so.
But he is absolutely amazing, and what he can do, taking threads of power from random pieces
that were just spells that were just left, and
using them to recoup his power. It's so cool.
So cool.
And I was worried because it felt like at the beginning he was introduced to be a nuisance. That's what I got out of it. And I was like, oh no, that means there's probably going to be a love interest, which means it's probably going to be Tunstall. No, they wouldn't do that. She wouldn't do that, the author. And then introduced him as the love interest, and I was like, he's got a lot to live up to, because Rosto was amazing as a character. So likable. Terrible significant other.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, and it's been a while since I've read the 2nd of the series. So when this book opened up on the funeral of Becca's fiancé, I was like, wait.
Yeah.
What? Who? Apparently he was not that memorable.
No, he was barely in the other books.
He was barely in the other books.
It was such a jump.
Yeah. I was just like, what is... Oh, it took a while for it to click.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter because it was so engrossing right from the off that I was just like, get into this world.
I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Because it was so unimportant.
Yeah, it was just...
I was like, wait, she was fiancé? I don't want... Oh, him. He's dead.
That guy. Oh, yeah, that guy that ran in and was a complete moron for reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I've known people like Becca, and I've seen them date people like that, who are complete idiots, and they date them just because they asked. Strong individuals who are more interested in their work. Someone shows interest in them, and it's easy because they don't have to do the effort. So they just go along with it.
You know what? I kind of understand that, though. But yeah, they were not well suited at all.
Oh no, she needed someone who was put her in her place.
Yeah, but also respect
in a good
her.
way, not in a like smack her down type of stupid.
Make my dinner, wench.
No, I meant someone who's their intellectual and
who is an intellectual equal.
Not just intellectual, but honor. Like she had such a strong sense of duty that she needed someone with an equal.
Yes, with an equal amount of even if it meant them they butt heads. Yeah,
and that's not always a bad thing.
No, it's not. Agreed. Says the person who doesn't have any relationship experience. He's married. Listen to this one.
No, I got lucky.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you can transpose friendships to the same thing, right?
Yes. Well, really meaningful
Real
friendships. Real friendships. Not those fake friendships.
Yeah, where your friends don't even read your books. I'm sorry, I couldn't help that. I'm kidding.
It was deserved.
You are a good friend. You've read all but 1 or 2 of my books. That's fine.
It's on the list, I swear to God.
It's okay.
Yeah. I loved Pounce, of course.
I still feel the same way I did before about Pounce.
Him being absentee? Not helping when he could?
I don't like gods.
Oh, yeah.
And my problem with Pounce in this series
He's
and
not
in the
a god,
Alana
he's a
series...
constellation.
My problem with this series and the Alana series is that there are gods, and they're powerful, and they're constellations, and it feels overly construed why he can't help.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's true.
It's better done in this than it was in her earlier books. Because Pounce is in the Alana series, the first series she ever published.
Okay.
Alana marries her descendant.
Who is the King of Thieves?
Yes.
That one? Okay.
Yeah. And who eventually becomes the spy master and so on and so forth.
Sweet.
Long story short, I don't like Pounce. I really, really loved the dog, though.
Oh, God,
considering I don't usually like dogs and I prefer cats in general, but as a character,
she was
so lovable.
I liked Pounce's character because of the sass.
Yes. I like the sarcasm.
I love the sarcasm.
I don't like what he represents.
Yes, agreed.
An easy way out.
An easy way out. Agreed. I think that's quite reasonable. And yeah, Achu. Oh my God, when that dog got stabbed, I was almost ready to throw the book across the room.
Yeah, I was really, really upset. Despite everything I just said about Pounce, it didn't feel cheap.
The help? Yeah.
Yeah, and Pounce bringing him back.
Yeah, her.
Yeah, her, sorry. They're all animals. They're its.
They're its. Stop enforcing your gender stereotypes, Sonia. Sorry.
Yes,
she was a good dog.
Yes.
And a great character.
Which is not easy to do with animals that don't talk.
Yes, that you don't have visual representations for, like in Disney.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I'll go on a different rant about Disney horses. They make me happy, is what I'm saying. Another character I really loved is Lady Sabine.
Yes. I was kind of upset when I read the second one that she wasn't in it much.
Yeah, actually, I think I recall the same, because I loved her in the first book, and that she just wasn't around for the second book, and that made me sad. And I liked that she was included in this final chapter of this particular saga. It was great.
It really shows the difference between some authors writing women knights and others. She is a person. She likes girly things. She likes fighting. She likes being a knight. She's well-rounded. She's not some fighter woman stereotype, which is
she's
kind
not
of
the
nice.
Stereotype of the fighter woman, which is basically just a man with breasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or worse, someone who just can't fight, but for some reason is a knight.
Yeah.
And needs to be rescued all the time.
Yeah.
Which is not something Tamora Pierce has ever done, but I've read a lot of fantasy recently that wasn't quite as well done.
Yeah. So, I also really liked her, and the concept, the thing that I think I really enjoyed about this book was the concept of the cult of the Gentle Mother. as much as I hated the cult of the Gentle Mother, because it really brought to light in a fantasy setting something that I've noticed in unnamed religion in real life, of how, it's the cult of the Gentle Mother, and you're all supposed to be, and the whole idea is that women are supposed to be gentle and demure and not be interested in things like armor and swords and horse riding astride and that kind of stuff.
It's sort of a retroactive rewriting of their religion.
Yeah, a little bit.
And it gets political favor, which is...
And the whole thing, the cult of the Gentle Mother, is they're literally beating the humanity out of women. They're beating the idea of not sitting up straight, or of not enjoying embroidery or something. Gentle Mother.
They're establishing gender roles that are...
that we would consider
horrifying.
Stereotypical and not at all accurate, quite frankly. Because, some women just really do like riding and fighting.
Yeah.
And swords and stuff. Which is why I liked how Sabine played them. She manipulated the fuck out of them. It was great.
I also liked the politicalness of this, and the show of how far some people go to push their ideas and ideals.
Yeah. And to gain power.
How difficult it is to change something. Mm-hmm. Even in the later timeline, earlier books.
Yes.
Because this is a prequel.
Right, yes.
They do still have some of the residual sort of racism that goes along with slavery. So it's not gone.
Yeah.
But it's still banned. And they're still like, what's the word I want to look for? Morally uppity about not having slavery. In some ways. And so it's nice to see like, oh yeah, your people were just as bad.
Yeah.
And if it hadn't been for this one little boy.
Yeah. Or, Becca.
Yes, and Becca.
And Achu.
Yes.
Sorry, every time I say Achu, I immediately harken back to Men in Tights. Achu. Bless you. No. Achu is my son. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just every time I hear it, I'm just like, aw, Mel Brooks.
I also enjoy, this is a quick thing, Becca's powers are not what defines her. A lot of YA, you have a power? Okay, you're special because of that power. Meanwhile, this is just like, it's just an aspect. Her strength is her
Conviction.
dogged determination.
Yeah, and her determination. Yeah. And
Get it? Because it's called Mastiff?
Royal.
Dogged.
So the thing that I really didn't like about this book was Tunstall at the very end. Just because it was so out of character.
So, spoiler warning. If you haven't read this book...
Oh yeah. Go away, read it,
and you
come
want
back.
to read it, go away and come back.
Yeah.
Because this will hurt you. In all the wrong ways.
I'm mad about it. I'm mad because the rest of the book was so good. And just Tunstall being a turncoat like that, for that reason, it just felt so...
Okay, so to quick recap for those who don't care.
No.
They are always
Yes.
almost getting caught. And they don't know why. And it turns out that Tunstall, her mentor, her friend,
Her
the shining
partner.
beacon, her partner, shining beacon of copdom, was selling them out, literally, for money, in order to be able to be worthy of his knight girlfriend, who didn't give a shit about any of that.
He wanted to marry her, which meant he needed land and title, and that's why he turned coat.
Yeah.
Except, it doesn't make sense. He went from upright cop who grew flowers to killing children to have a woman he already had. It made zero sense, and I'm pissed about it.
Having read it again 3 or 4 times, there are hints of his personality being able to go that way throughout the books. There are little hints of the fact that I don't remember her name. His old partner.
She's retired. What's her name? Anyway, that person.
keeping him from really making dumb choices. He never wanted to break the law. He was always really honorable, but he also never really wanted much more than his flowers and his small life.
Yeah, which means that makes even less sense.
So when he fell in love with someone who he thought was way above him, you see him changing from the minute he met her to try to be more like what he thinks she wants. All right, here's a hint for all the guys, girls, and in-betweens. Do not change for the person who's in love with you or you're in love with. That doesn't go well. Ask them what they want, and they're probably going to say you. And if they don't, leave.
Yeah, especially since Sabine was perfectly happy with her Hillman lover and didn't particularly want to get married and didn't give a fig about who thought their relationship was appropriate or not. It doesn't make sense for him to turn from cop to child killer just because of a wedding band. Like, Jesus fuck, it grates on me because everything else was good, and it really annoys me when characters change their character to serve the story and not the other way around.
I see it from a different point of view because I've had friends whose personality did a 180 turn because they fell in love.
Yeah, but not to a point of child killing.
Did he personally kill anyone?
Yes,
I don't
he
remember
did.
Who he did.
The little boy he was riding out with, he made his horse fall and then stabbed the kid. Like, no. That wouldn't... No. It annoys me. It annoys me so much. And I understand, story-wise, why something like that might have happened. That they were trying to build tension. And that sort of having a traitor in the midst was a great way to build that tension. But they could have done the same thing with Tunstall trying to make it a double cross. Especially since they talked about how stupid it would be for him to become a traitor. Like, all the reasons why it wouldn't work.
Yeah, okay, well, it felt a little convoluted when I read it.
It was contrived, is what I'm saying. And have him not tell everybody that he was trying for a double cross, that would have been his stupid move. And then ending up dying because of it. That would have been his stupid move. And it would have made way more sense for his character than this weird Anakin Skywalker turns into Darth Vader and kills all the younglings thing that happened. It pissed me off. Yeah. It pissed me off. But the only reason why it did is because everything else about this book is so fabulous.
It made me very sad. He could have been a traitor without the killing children thing.
It could have been that too.
He could have been redeemed at the last second type thing.
Well, that's what I mean about the double cross. Like, you could still have that tension of there's probably a traitor because all of this shit is going on, and then have it be at the end that when he tried to finally do that reverse that he had been planning, it didn't quite go off, and he ended up dying because of it. And then you could be like, you know what? That made sense. It was still really stupid, Tunstall, which matches everything up to your character so far. It was dumb. You probably should have included everybody else in your stupid little plot, but it wouldn't have been nearly as grating, I think, because it would still make sense with his character. Yeah, it's just it bugs me. Character stuff bugs me because character is what drives a story.
I obviously blocked out a lot of this.
And here's the thing, I was reading it and I was like, oh, really? And then he died and I'm like, oh, that's sad. But the more I thought about it, the more it irked me. And I'm making a big deal of it now because it's just, I've been thinking about it for a good couple of weeks before we sit down to talk about this.
You were stewing.
I was stewing. I've been stewing on it. So it's probably not even that big a transgression. It's just, I could have gone so much better. And you could still have all of that traitor tension and still have Tunstall die and still have him die because he's an idiot without it going so wildly off character.
Yeah.
That's my big... And it's only an issue because the rest of the book was so good. So good. Grumble.
Yeah.
So what didn't you like about the book?
That.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Other than that, I don't really remember not liking anything. Normally, I hate travel books. Like, Lord of the Rings book or book 3, 4,
Book
or
all
book
of them?
2, where they're literally just run, 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 run. Dark cave and spiders. Run, 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 run. Look, orcs! What do your elf eyes see? And I'm like, oh, for the love.
Isengard. They're taking
The second book just drove me insane.
The second book was my favorite.
It's Jen's favorite too. So normally those drive me crazy because it's like, oh, look, wilderness. You can describe wilderness. Yay! Tolkien's obsession with rocks and trees.
To be fair, they were very pretty rocks and trees.
Absolutely. 4 or 5 pages worth. Anyway, I didn't feel that in this. There was enough variety.
There was enough action.
And there was enough switches. Mm-hmm. Like, it wasn't just they run, they get attacked. They run, they get attacked. It was they run, oh crap, swamp. Oh, hey, look, we're meeting someone. Oh crap, yeah.
Way through the swamp.
Yeah.
Oh, look, the Cliffs of Insanity. Sorry. I want to know more about the swamp guy, though.
Yeah.
He was interesting. Him and his baby lizard thing that would grow to be 6 feet long eventually. He's the guy who led them through.
Yeah, no, I know.
That would have been interesting. The world is fascinating. I love this world so much.
Tortal is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And if you want to know more, there's another 4 times 3, 12, 13, 14, 15 books. 16 if you count the
We'll add
short
them
stories.
to the bowl.
17 if you count the Spy's Guide.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. We'll add them to the bowl. I really like this world. I loved the characters in it, except for this for sure.
I don't think the bowl's big enough. They're pretty big books. Sorry, lightening the mood due to the death and stuff.
Jesus.
Yeah, the world is absolutely fascinating, and even if she weren't to revisit certain aspects, it's the sign of a good fantasy author where you want to know more.
Yeah.
It's not just, okay, I'm picturing New Zealand, it's really pretty, and move on.
Yeah.
It's...
Yeah.
What is that? Why is that going on like that?
Yeah.
What happened here?
Yeah. It's true. And I love the way that she did the whole hunt. The chase for the princess kidnappers. I loved how they got through to the side. Like, the whole thing was interesting. It was really fascinating, really beautifully done. I loved and also was very sad about the whole slavery issue.
Yeah.
And that poor slave girl, what's her name? That Becca made the glove for, who ended up being murdered. Because Becca made a glove for her.
Yes, don't show kindness.
Or something.
Yeah.
But it was great. It really was. And actually it was really good.
Yeah.
And so there is a part in the book where Archer gets stabbed and almost dies. And yeah, I was not thrilled with that. Oh! Becca's powers. They're talking to the, not the pigeons. The
Whirlwinds.
Whirlwinds. That's a really cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
I love how they're sentient in this. And kind of ancient and have just always been there.
And they collect sound.
Yeah.
And her taking it out actually helps them feel better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool.
And I like that she uses it as a tool.
Yeah, so it's an aspect of her, but it's not the whole of it.
It's not what saves the day.
No. That would be the fact that she just, like her dog, she gets a scent and won't let go.
Yep.
Yeah. She's such a good character. Becca Cooper.
Yes.
As a protagonist, she's absolutely fantastic. She's not flawless. She has her issues. She's got a bad temper. She's stubborn to a fault. But she's also kind. And she's also determined. And the things that are faults often turn out to be the things that save her. In the end. And, well, her and people around her, too. I liked it.
Yeah, no, she's not perfect. She makes mistakes, as the opening of this book shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was such a good book. Even if I'm salty about the whole Tunstall thing.
It's one of those books that transports you.
Yeah.
Into a completely different world, and you're more than happy to go along the way.
Yeah.
For the ride. The whole series is like that.
Yeah, that's actually part of what I really love about this is you open the book and there's all sorts of slang that you're not really used to, but it settles in really well and it helps build the world. So, like, men are coves, and women are moxies? Or is that little girls?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, so there's coves, moxies, and then there's also, like, slang for a little girl or a little boy that are different.
Cops are dogs.
Cops are dogs, yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of them, and there are different sets of slangs in this one. For the rich people versus the poor people versus the city people.
I was so involved in it, I didn't even really notice. Once I settled into it, it was brilliant.
When they got into the castle with the bad people and they had to sit at dinner.
Oh, yeah.
There's a totally different language. And I'll say what I said, I think, when we did the first book, I hate made-up slangs. They annoy the hell out of me, but this was fine. After a few pages of the first one, I didn't mind it. It's done in an organic way. It doesn't feel forced like
it sort of sits
some other books that I'm not going to name.
It's like if you walk into London and suddenly you're surrounded by Cockney accents with all of their rhyming slang.
Yeah, or you end up in a different city in the lower part of town, or... Yeah,
and it really felt natural, and it helps build the world the way that it's done here, and I agree. Oftentimes forced slang and you're just like, whatever. But this time it really sunk in and made it feel real.
Mm-hmm. Same with the diary entries.
Oh yeah, that.
It's really used well.
Yeah.
To the point where you forget that it is a diary entry.
Yeah. She didn't do it as much in this one, but in the previous book I remember when Becca got tired there would be all sorts of spelling mistakes and then lines through misspelled words and cat paws going across the page. Yeah. She didn't do it so much in this one. There was one chapter where Becca was like, I'm too tired to continue writing because she's made a couple of mistakes. Page. Yeah. And I really enjoyed that. I found that really charming in the previous books.
And it also adds, in my opinion, in this, the way she did it, it adds immediacy. Like, oh, this is a diary. Someone else could finish it. Yeah. It could... I half expected a twist from another book that we talked about on the... Like, I half expected a similar twist to Feed.
Oh, yeah? Right, yes.
I'm glad it wasn't, because that hurt me.
The ending of Feed was brilliant, though. You can't pull that off very often.
It was so painfully beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that wasn't the case here. What this could have been, with the Tunstall thing, it could have been perfect. Just a few little tweaks. Yeah.
So I'm glad they didn't end up killing off Becca. Spoiler.
Yeah. Right? Well, we kind of knew she wasn't going to, considering the first book starts with her great-great-grandson reading about her adventures.
Yes.
So.
And then this nice chapter ending, series ending, the epilogue in this is also her son.
Oh, really? Her great-great-grandson? Something like that.
Something like that. He has a statue of her and Pounce, and then the Pounce comes back, I guess, and makes him forget that Pounce had purple eyes.
Yes. Yeah. Because he's in the first book of the Alana series where he meets a young boy he thinks is a boy, but
is actually a constellation.
No. Pounce is a cat.
Oh, Pounce is a cat?
Yes.
Because they described him here as like a boy with purple eyes.
No, that is the that's the love interest, Alana. She's God touched, so she has purple eyes, the same as the cat.
Okay, fair enough.
And she disguises herself as a boy in order to become a knight, because the cult of the Gentle Mother has full control, and nobody lets her be a knight. They don't have much of a choice by the time they find out, because she's already done.
Good on her.
So she's the first female knight, not the first lady knight. Because she got knighted as a knight.
Oh, okay.
So they don't call her lady knight, they call her knight.
Knight, sir. As opposed to lady.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Although I think they call the others lady knights and still call them sir. I don't know. I don't remember.
It was my lady Sabine usually.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I have terrible memory.
That's okay. I only just finished
the book. Who are you? Where are we? What's going on?
What realm is this?
All right.
So final thoughts and star rating.
Despite a few things in this book that I didn't like, this is probably my favorite of the Tamora Pierce series to date. I'm reading the newest one, so I can't really judge it. I'm only 2 paragraphs in. chapters in.
That was all over the place. Okay.
2 words, 2 letters.
I'm only 2 syllables in.
I love Becca for all her faults and all her strengths. She's the kind of fantasy hero I absolutely adore because she's not rich, she's not super powerful. She is just really determined and stubborn.
And clever.
So yeah, I love it. Oh, am I supposed to give a star rating?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna give it a 5. 4. 4 because of the Tunstall thing.
Yeah. Same. 4 because I'm salty about the Tunstall character switch. But otherwise, this book is really fantastic. And the series is fantastic. And I want to give this to every young reader that I know. Because it's a really great series. I highly recommend it. Just because I'm salty about certain stuff. It doesn't get a perfect score, but it was very close. Very close.
You don't ever get to pick.
Well, that's because I'm the host.
Yeah, well, I've picked a lot, so... Ha.
Disappearing Nightly by Laura Resnick.
Woo! Sweet.
I know nothing about this. So the next book that we'll be reviewing is Disappearing Nightly by Laura Resnick. If you have any thoughts about the Provost's Dog series, this book in particular, or the whole series, leave them in the comments down below. I'm usually lurking there replying to anybody who leaves a comment. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks very much, guys.
Bye.
Okay.
Bad.
That was bad. That was a bad pun and you should feel bad.